I thought they were great too, and I don't understand why they feel they have to tinker with it and try to take it in a different direction. You know, you got Sam Raimi, who is a dedicated and a well-fined director who does fantastic movies, and I just don't understand. Maybe, you know, he did write all three with his brother,
right?
You know, maybe that's what put Sony over the top and said maybe we need to go in a different direction because it wasn't so well received. But again, you know, it's all about the wallet, and they made a shitload of money with that.
They did. And what's interesting, too, is that I hardly get impressed nowadays with movies, but I remember going to see the last two of those, especially the last one that wasn't really well received. I saw that in Orlando, of all places, over at one of the Disney movie theaters. And I remember being totally blown away by the special effects. I was sitting there going, how did they do that? My jaw was dropping.
It's amazing that each year, as technology progresses, the movies have become so technical and so amazing to watch that you don't even know anymore what's real and what's computer generated.
Absolutely.
So, if anything, what we're going to see in the next Spider-Man movie, you know, if you thought you could really believe that a man could spin a web and fly, and which, you know, obviously is not true, but in the movies, when you go there and you want to feel this way, you want to be a part and you want to be in that movie. You know, who knows what technology will be available. I mean, look at Avatar. I mean, it's unbelievable where movies can go now at this point and where we haven't gone yet. Mm-hmm. So right now, Columbia Pictures is targeting a July 3rd, 2012 release for the new Spider-Man movie.
So we're seeing in another couple of years we're talking there.
Yeah, another 2 years.
And I guess it's an appropriate name for a director, Mark Webb.
Nice catch on that one. I like that. That was good. All right, we'll move it right along. And the next one we're going to talk about is James Bond number 23.
23.
23 referring to the number of movies we're up to already.
Wow.
So this hasn't even been greenlit yet, or actually it has been, but there's so much problems involved, and that's because MGM has gone into bankruptcy, or they're in severe financial troubles, and they're the ones that own the rights to James Bond.
Right.
So MGM announced earlier this month that it has plans to the next movie, and they want to try to get it into the theaters of November in 2012. They're trying to get Daniel Craig to come back. He has signed on for 3 more Bond movies, but his schedule is so busy right now because he's doing the movie The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
Okay.
And
I see everybody reading on the train, by the way.
Yeah, I don't know anything about it. And I heard it was a hit overseas, and now they're remaking it for an American theater. So I don't know too much about that, but he is signed on to do 3 more films. So if MGM can get their financial troubles behind them and Daniel Craig can free up his schedule, it looks like James Bond 23 should be out sometime in 2012, hopefully.
Would that be his second Bond film or his third?
That'll be his third. He did Casino Royale and then Quantum of Solace.
Okay.
So this would be his third. And he signed on to do 6. So that's James Bond. Moving right along, Men in Black 3 has been announced, and it is in pre-production. And
that's a long wait between sequels there.
Definitely. You got Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones coming back. Also joining the cast is Josh Brolin, Sacha Baron Cohen, who is Borat,
right?
Emma Thompson, and Alec Baldwin. And the film is going to be directed once again by Barry Sonnenfeld. And the date for this is May 25th, 2012. And believe it or not, they were just down at the Kennedy Space Center and scoping out some possible sites to do filming there. And Transformers 3 just finished up filming at the Kennedy Space Center as well.
That's pretty neat. It's always nifty when they film somewhere that you're familiar with and you can drive to and see it.
Right, exactly.
Like the first Men in Black, I actually had a friend come in from Europe who we were driving around, and when we drove around Flushing Meadow Park, and he looked over, he went, "Men in Black, Men in Black." So it was really great.
Yep, it's like there was a movie that what Steven Seagal did, Out for Justice, and they filmed it in Brooklyn. And every time that we went down to go visit my best friend's brother down in Brooklyn, you went right past the areas where they filmed, and it's like, oh, that's so cool. This is where they filmed the chase scene and everything. Yeah, it really is. Rumor has it that Betty White was offered a role in Men in Black,
right? Who's having resurgence of a career here.
It just goes to show you, you get one role, and that can just set your whole career off or bring you back from the dead. And that, of course, was the proposal with Sandra Bullock. Mm-hmm. And she was in that movie, and bam, it's just like you see her everywhere. Saturday Night. Yeah, Saturday Night Live. She's in TV commercials.
She's in the new Transformers, too. No, I'm kidding.
She's in X-Men, too, as well. She's going to be the love interest of Hugh Jackman.
Surprised you didn't ask her to be Aunt May, actually, but she'd be too old, I suppose.
If she is an X-Men, I do not want to see what her special purpose is. That's for damn sure. But anyway, she's rumored to be in it, and she's insisting that she's not. But then again, when you sit there and you say you're not, that usually means you are.
Right.
So, we'll see what happens. Again, that comes out May 25th of 2012. And we'll finish up real quick with Pirates of the Caribbean 4, which is named Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides.
Okay, and I think there have been posters starting to circulate about that, haven't there?
Just came out today, a poster for that. Okay. The movie is directed by Rob Marshall, and I believe Rob Marshall directed the Fast and the Furious movie. He did The Mummy 3.
Didn't he do Chicago or something?
I think he did. Yeah, he did a musical.
Right.
So now he's taking his shot at Pirates of the Caribbean. That is coming out May 20th of 2011. It stars, again, Johnny Depp, Penelope Cruz, Jeffrey Rush, and Judi Dench is possibly making a cameo appearance. Judi Dench is the character M in the James Bond movie since, I think, Pierce Brosnan took over the role.
She's great. She's very imposing character there.
Right, exactly. So we'll see. Hopefully with Johnny Depp back as Captain Jack, it'll be a entertaining film.
But we're losing some of the main cast in this one.
Orlando Bloom and the girl. What was her name?
I'm blanking out myself.
Yes, I don't have that. But those two characters, yeah. But yet at the end of the last one, they had if you stayed till after the credits, there was an ending scene, and it showed Orlando Bloom coming back out of the water and meeting up with his wife and kid at the time.
Keira
Knightley, right, meeting up with her and his son. So I'm surprised to hear that they're not in this movie. But then again, could be a cameo role, and they're not going to be listed until you actually see them in the movies.
I believe I'd heard a rumor that Keith Richards was coming back to play the father, Jack's father.
Yeah, that I heard too as well. Yeah, and don't forget too. I mean, look, nobody knew Samuel Jackson was in Iron Man until the end of the movie.
Right.
Nobody had mentioned him at all, and then all of a sudden he showed up. So who knows? Maybe stranger things have known to happen. And that is it. Before we leave, we have to thank our sponsor. Reliable Computer Care is the place to go when your computer is not working the way it should be. These guys can do 99% of the work via remote while you watch and your computer never leaves your home. Let's say, for example, your computer is infected with a virus. Reliable Computer Care can advise you to download a free program that lets them connect to your computer, and while you watch, they can log in, determine what the problem is, and then they fix it. Reliable Computer Care also does something very few other tech repair places do. They charge by the problem and not the clock. If the problem takes 3 hours to fix or only 15 minutes, you pay the same rate. If it is virus, spyware, malware, or errors, or perhaps something else, do yourself a favor and head on over to their website, www.reliablecomputercare.net, and see what they have to offer. That is our show for this week, folks. Remember to follow us on Facebook at Mr. Movie News and on Twitter as well at Mr. Movie News, or at our email address, mrmovienews@gmail.com. That's MRMOVIENEWS@gmail.com. Thanks to Tony G, as always, for a great job, and we will see you all on our next show.